Our government is this morning reiterating its assurance that coupons and maturing bonds of all holders will be paid as it formally closes the domestic debt exchange program with over 80% participation. It has, however, opted not to make any direct comment on exemption of pension bondholders despite the week-long agitation by the Pensioner Bondholders Forum. The Individual Bondholders Forum, on the other hand, want government to honor its obligations. There is more in the following report.
So after several hours of meeting here at the Greater Accra Region Police Command, the police have finally agreed that the Individual Bondholders Forum cannot go ahead and picket to demand that the Finance Ministry honor their obligations under the bond agreements that these individuals have with government. We know that last week, some of the bonds fell due. Government has not honored it still. According to lawyer Martin Kwebu and Dr. Akwete, who are leading the organization, they want government to know that this is not something they are going to allow, and that if government does not come out clearly stating exactly on what terms they are going to pay them, they will keep picketing at the Finance Ministry.
Okay, so technically we're not going on the same path. What we're simply asking of government is to honor the bonds that are due. Because before we went into the DDE program, we had an understanding that it's a voluntary process. And so government is expected that if one opts out, their coupons are honored. And so we are going strictly according to the documents we have and the assurance we had before this DDE program that all voluntary bondholders will not be penalized. They will be honored. And so that's just what we want. So we're not asking for anything out of what is due us, that's all.
Over the past week, the pensioners bondholders themselves have also been picketing at the Finance Ministry. They had such a boost when they were joined by former Chief Justice Sophia Ekufo. It does not seem to have made any difference, but this group thinks that this will now make a difference.
This is going to make a huge difference. You know, this is coming on the back of our liberation by Chief Justice Sophia Ekufo. You see, she gave us an impetus by coming to demonstrate, by picketing. So we are taking off from there. Look, Mr. Asante, it's not a joke. When we picket for 5 days, it's going to galvanize more support for our cause, because this is a cause that we must win at all costs, which is that individuals must be exempt. And government took a good step by saying they will honor existing bonds. So we're hoping that eventually then they will come to exemption, because, Mr. Asante, the point is that government is not presenting the agreement today to the IMF. They still have some time. Even if it were Friday, they can ask the IMF to give them some time to redraw the, the program, the debt exchange program, so that they specifically say individual bondholders are exempt. So we have a lot of time on our hands. And we believe that this picketing will help galvanize support for our cause.
Your point of view, the ministry has said that this is not compulsory, this is voluntary. So you can self-exempt and just expect that they will pay you when your bonds fall due. Why are you still insisting that they give you specific instructions that says that you are exempted?
Yes, Mr. Asante, that is better security. Saying individual bondholders are exempt is better security. Having seen that, as we speak now, some bonds matured on the 6th of February. That was last Monday, about 4.2 billion. The actual figure is 4,185 million, but let's round it up to 4.2 billion. Government hasn't paid, and government hasn't had the courtesy to even talk to us, to even say anything about when that money will be paid. So you see some of the disadvantages when government doesn't use the word exempt. So government needs to communicate with us. As we speak now, the failure to pay that money is causing some of our members palpitations, sleepless nights, so much uncertainty, harrowing pain, because people don't know when they will be paid.
Reporting from the Greater Accra Region Police Headquarters here in Accra, Kweku Asante for Joy News.
And my colleague Joseph Akable joins me with a copy of a statement from the Finance Ministry. Joseph, government first addresses the concerns regarding its obligations. Is that it?
paragraph of the statement issued by government says that government would like to reassure all individual bondholders who elected not to participate in the exercise that your coupon payments and maturing principals, like all government bonds, will be honored in line with government fiscal commitments.
Now, we know that the pension bondholders have been asking for a direct statement from government to exempt them from this. Is there anything like that in the statement?
No, in actual sense, government repeats its stance that it has been consistent on in terms of putting it across and using the word voluntary twice. The first paragraph here says that from the onset, the domestic debt exchange program to its closure on Friday, 10 February 2023, the participation in the program was voluntary. It goes on to say that having in mind that the entire exercise was voluntary all throughout, the exercise, the government always affirmed that crucial fact, quote, that individual bondholders are free not to participate. Thus, the right of the individual to self-exempt was never in doubt. And so, once again, repeating the refrain that it is voluntary and you have the option of self-exempting as against addressing the concern that has been raised by the pensioner bondholders, especially for government to clearly state that they are exempted from participating in this particular exercise.
Also, before today, earlier in the day yesterday, we heard of some 80% subscription. Is that it, or there's more to it?
The government says that at the close of the exercise on Friday, 10 February 2023, it had secured over 80% participation of eligible bonds. The government therefore wants to thank the people of Ghana for their forbearance and support throughout the very difficult times. It goes on to say that the domestic debt exchange program is being done to help protect the economy and enhance our capacity to service our public debt effectively. It adds that the alternative of not executing the DDEP would have brought grave disorder in the service of our national debt and exacerbated the current economic crisis. The government is therefore grateful for the overwhelming participation of all bondholders.
All right, grateful to you, Joseph Akable. So those are the details from the statement from the Finance Ministry. Now,